What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a second video for today. We are doing a late night special because this is such a shorter topic video that, well, I want to focus on things that, don't deserve to be a full video or the main video of the day. So that's what I'm doing with these type of videos. And today we are discussing how can Republicans turn Wisconsin into this Republican stronghold like it very well should. Look, I have some biases about Wisconsin, obviously, but I personally believe when you look at the results from 2020 and 2022, there is a formula to combine the blue-collar Trump voter with the traditional Republican conservative voter in southeastern Wisconsin. It can happen. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you can join Real American Politics, which is a phenomenal deal as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love that daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope you join today. Alright, everybody. Let's get in today's video. And like I said, this is a quick video because, well, I've kind of discussed this topic already, but I want to do a quick night special for y'all because it's a topic I think a lot of you are interested in, especially after the Wisconsin video from earlier. So, the beautiful state of Wisconsin. One of the massive upsets that happened in 2016. Nobody and their mother thought Trump was going to be able to win Wisconsin in 2016. And same deal in 2020. He nearly pulled it off. Which is a testament to show you this state, even with all the bull crap, is shifting and trending Republican. I mean, it trended Republican compared to the environment in 2020. And people seemingly forget that 2020 was one of the worst national environments an incumbent president has ever had. On top of the fact, incumbents usually lose support. So when you have a double whammy of a global pandemic and history, well, Trump should have lost Wisconsin by 6. He nearly won it. This is really, in my opinion, a sign that the shifts we saw in 2016, they weren't flukes. Now, here's the problem that Trump has had across the Midwest for a lot of these states. The fact is, he is not a good candidate for some of these suburban counties like Waukesha and Ozaukee. Now, let me be 100% clear. These suburbs are not the same as the ones you would see even in Michigan, the ones you would see in Pennsylvania, in particular the Philly area. They are not. Wisconsin is a small town state. Arguably, it's closer to Iowa than it is to the rest of the Rust Belt, Michigan, Pennsylvania. I mean, even it's closer to Ohio, you can make an argument about. But point is, it's a small town state. And the suburbs of Waukesha or Ozaukee, there's a chunk, yes, there's a substantial population that are in the true suburbs. But there's a lot of rural voters considering in Waukesha, even parts of Ozaukee. There are a chunk of voters that are in these smaller towns. And, well, here's the thing, though, about these suburbs. You look at some of the precinct data, and I'm starting to think that a place like Waukesha is starting to get maxed out for Democrats. So we're going through the mathematical stuff first. And the numbers in Waukesha, I mean, even 2020, it shifted Republican. We'll get to that in a second. But there's some precinct data to indicate Democrats are starting to reach their limit in Waukesha. The only county in the Milwaukee area that Democrats, I think, would eventually flip is Ozaukee. There is a lot of votes to be gained for Democrats in Ozaukee. Not so much in Waukesha. Racine is even trending back Republican. And Kenosha, which was arguably one of the biggest surprises of the night, shifted 3 points Republican compared to the rest of the state, which is just absolutely incredible. But point is, you start doing the math and you realize, okay, if Ozaki is one of the only counties you can gain some votes in, Milwaukee, inner city Milwaukee is shifting Republican. Now, I think it's going to shift maybe a point or two to the left in 2024, the suburbs part. But if the urban part shifts a few points Republican, it kind of balances out. Plus the gains you got in Racine and Kenosha really do it. It's a wash in the Milwaukee area. So you start looking at the rest of the state. The Fox Valley, one of the most stagnant parts of the country. It just moves based on the national environment. I mean, Brown County, it shifts with the national environment. Outagamie, Kelmont, Winnebago, they literally all shift based on the national environment. So it's not really shifting one way or the other. Dane County, again, you're not going to get 95% of the vote in Dane County. At some point, it will eventually max out for Democrats. It's a matter of when. And when it does, you're going to start to see some fascinating trends in Wisconsin. So that leaves the rest of the state. Now, people make it sound like that all the votes are concentrated in Dane and Milwaukee. Bullshit. Total bullshit. The Driftless area alone, that's the border with Iowa and Minnesota, this region here, they have more votes combined than Madison or Dane County. And in fact, places like plus Iowa, plus Rock and Columbia, they have more votes than the Democrat stronghold of Wisconsin. That's not including northern Wisconsin. So what are these people saying that, just doing a point better in Dane stops the trends of the state? At some point, the trends in Milwaukee, they're going to start stopping. Dane, similar deal. You're not going to make this 95% Democrat. There are some rural areas in Dane County. So you start doing the math and you realize there's a lot of votes for Republicans again in the rest of the state. And Ron Johnson, in my opinion, I think mastered it. He cracked the secret sauce, the code, whatever. He was able to do better in Waukesha, Washington, Ozaki. Did about the same than Trump in Milwaukee. Did a few points worse than Trump in Dane. But at the same time, he was able to run it up in northern Wisconsin, do way better than Trump in this region, and do about the same as Trump in the Driftless area. Now, Ron Johnson has some strength in Waukesha, Ozaki, etc. But point is, it's a freaking miracle. You usually don't see that happening. When you see Waukesha, Ozaki, etc. trend one way, usually the rest of the state trends the opposite direction. That's usually how it's gone in the past couple of cycles. But Ron Johnson, he did great across the board. And while he did underperform expectations, this is a sign that, yeah, there is a way for Democrat or Republicans to hold off the vote shares in the Waukesha area, at the same time run it up with the blue-collar vote in northern Wisconsin. And arguably, I would say, the only major concern for Republicans going forward is the Driftless area. I think the northern woods of Wisconsin, which it's tilt red, it's not that Republican, I think it's starting to turn more and more like Iowa, like east or western Iowa. These counties I'm not really that worried about. They are shifting Republican substantially. The area of concern, I would say, for Republicans really lies in this Driftless region, which again has more votes than Dane County. So stop this crap that we need to pour all our resources in Dane. And when I say stop this crap, I'm not saying avoid Dane or Milwaukee counties. I'm saying flat out campaign everywhere, but put a special emphasis on this trendy part of the country, this Driftless area. Now, the Driftless area for the past couple of decades has been a Democrat stronghold. There's a lot of blue-collar conservative Democrats or former conservative Democrats that live in this region. And, well, their focus really isn't social and cultural issues, which may explain why Ron Johnson did do the best here. And that explains why, even in 2020, Trump was able to do way better in this region. These voters care mostly about economic issues. And you look at the campaigns in 2022, excuse me. Mandela Barnes, people make it sound like he ran on abortion. He really didn't. He had like 2 ads on it from like May. It's like, that's not really running on abortion. However, he focused on one thing that did surprise me: economics. And not the cringe, we're going to nationalize every industry type of economics. He focused on fair trade. Hey, we want a living wage for our workers. We're going to expand your health care to make sure if you are insured. He focused on economic issues. While Ron Johnson, he focused more on cultural issues. And that may explain why Ron Johnson did a bit worse in this region. I don't think Ron Johnson talked about economics at all. He focused on law and order, law and order, law and order, which bodes well in this part of the state, but usually does it in the Driftless area or even eastern Wisconsin, or western Wisconsin, excuse me. But even then, Ron Johnson did better than Trump in most of this area. So if Republicans could find a way to craft an economic platform that helps people make sure they get health insurance, make sure they get a good paying job, at the same time make sure their job doesn't get shipped overseas to Japan or China, at the same time focus on cultural issues in the eastern half. Western half, focus on economics. Bam! You turn Wisconsin into this borderline Iowa 2.0. It's very similar. It is absolutely super, ooper, duper similar. One half the state focuses or cares more about cultural issues. The other half cares more about economics. And I think Republicans can absolutely master that if they get off their asses and start focusing on making a good economic platform. So yeah, Republicans, if they find a way to have, I would say, a 2-state strategy, half the ads focus on cultural issues, other half focus on economics, it's a win-win. And again, you don't have to abandon any part of the state. I'm not saying that. You should campaign in every part of Wisconsin. I am saying, however, we should put a special emphasis on these counties that are shifting Republican. All right? Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.